What's up, beautiful souls? Osio, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Starseed, whichever is easy to pronounce. We're going to get into this beautiful pick a deck reading. This is for 2022 predictions, and it's also a collaboration with some amazing, talented, gifted people. I'm going to have all of their links linked in the description. I recommend that you watch them. You know, we're all channeling in our own unique way. We're going to pick up many different things. If you find that you're choosing different piles, or you're watching different readings and you're getting like a new perspective to some of the energies that I've picked up here, or if you're coming from them to over here, then that helps you to have even more clarity and even more guidance. And that's what we're here for. I'm going to round them off just so you get the idea of the intensities that we're dealing with energetically with these amazing souls. We have V-Love and Tarot, Wicked Moonlight, Triple Moon Goddess, Cherry Enchantress, Fairy Wisdom Tarot, Mystic Star Magic Priestess, Celeste Simone Tarot, Falling Star Tarot, Tatiana, Gifted Soul 777, Kittens, Weights and Tarot, Abyss Tarot, T-A-T. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? Some amazing people up in here. So again, links will be in the description. But my regulars, you know how this goes. You're going to pause the video, close your eyes, inhale for the count of 5 slowly, hold it for the count of 5, and then slowly release it. If you can't go 5 seconds, count up to where you can and do that same pattern for the, holding and the exhaling. And when you press play after doing that a few times and you feel grounded, choose your deck, jump to your pile. Let's get into it. All right, beautiful souls of group 1, you chose the True North Collective Tarot. So we're going to hop into your energy. A little pre-channeling here for you guys. A lot of you in this group are getting rid of things. Yes, people might apply to that, but I mean, I'm seeing people throw away stuff that they might have had for like 20 years. Maybe it was attached to somebody that you used to date, or could have been an item of a family member, but it's just on an energetic level. It no longer serves a purpose for you. You've evolved past it. It could have been something that you use. Some of you might have had an item that you kind of clung to whenever you were in some type of anxiety or depression. You kind of like how little kids will have a teddy bear, or different things, but you've evolved out of that. And if it belonged to someone that passed, you believe that letting it go is another way of letting that soul rest. You understand that the soul is always with you, and that you don't really need to have something like for example, it could be a fur coat, it could be again, a doll or some type of item, jewelry that they may have given you. You don't really need to hold on to that in order to have that presence near you, and you're able to just get rid of those worries and those fears and step out into the world. So a lot of you are doing that, and others, you're just cleaning house in general. You're just getting rid of things and you feel kind of like clutter your space or make you feel stuck, trapped. I was picking up on a lot of people with like this almost claustrophobic kind of, so even if you have a big house, it's just like, for you, when you look around at some of the things you have, you're like, I really don't need all of this. And so you're going to be, winter cleaning, if you would, for some of y'all, because you're kicking it off now. Others, you're going to find yourself probably doing this around spring. Now, another set that I'm getting here is a group of people who will be transitioning out of relationships that no longer serve, may have never served you, regardless of who it was, friend, family, ex, soon to be ex. Some of you were dealing with people that honestly, just on an energetic level, they were always putting you in some type of just down energy or vice, and you're realizing that it's time for you to grow, and you have to grow past those people right now. You don't need to wish them bad. You don't need to wish them any harm. May they also one day evolve. And here's the thing, when you let go of those type of people and situations and you mature, people who really need to and want to will level up. You inspire them to. People who just can't seem to leave behind what they're going through and just wanted you to stay in the gutter or in the grit with them. They might be envious, they might be jealous, but you know what? That's their personal problem. It's not your burden to carry. So a lot of transcending and transmuting energy is what I'm picking up for this collective. But let's see, we're going to get into what a possible challenge is for you. Then we're going to get into the solution and blessing. Let's get the possible challenge. We have, look at that, 9 of Swords. Let me make sure this isn't blurry for you guys. Y'all know how my camera gets sometimes. Like, hopefully y'all can see that 9 of Swords. Notice the dream catcher here too, right? Like catching all the bad dreams or the things that would make the mind really weary. I feel like a lot of you guys have been in a suspended state dealing with, different anxieties and depressions, and you're starting to realize that it's tied to certain items or it's tied to certain people. Like what used to help you when you had anxiety is reminding you that you have it. So I go back to that teddy bear thing. It's like you had that teddy bear, maybe not that, you guys had to have it, but I'm channeling that for somebody. But you may have had a teddy bear when you were a kid that you always clung to when you would have nightmares or be scared, and it helped you. Well, now as an adult, something that fits that same kind of process, when you look at it now or you hold it, it calms you for maybe a second, but then you're reminded of the fact that you have a fear and that this thing is here trying to help you, right? So it's time to wake up from that. Rest easy, morning brings new hope. It's time to wake up into that new morning and accept that you've come far. You've healed a lot, and you can heal more without having to cling to a specific item. Now, by no means, if you have something that you use for protection or you do some type of other ritualistic thing, if that still resonates for you to do, that's one thing. But I'm sensing more so like maybe jewelry or just things that can be thrown away. For others, it goes back to those people I was picking up on just now, right? People who they bring you down, like stay down here with me, stay stuck, and you're trying to evolve, you're trying to move on to new jobs or move on to new areas, and they just seem to want you in the same kind of drama energy all the time. They're probably the kind of people who come to you and tell you all their, not just woe is me stories, but it's like they want you to participate in that feeling, like be anxious with me, be nervous or scared for or with me, and you're just not in that space anymore. You might give advice and they don't take it. It's like when these people call, you get an instant anxiety every single time, and you're being told it's time to let that go. So you might have found that when you were helping them people, you were in a suspended state. What 2022 is going to do for you now is it's going to challenge you, because you're already starting the process, but it's going to really challenge you to come out of that energy, to face those anxieties, to face that, oh, I don't want to disappoint people. Oh, well, I'm normally the one that can help. And it's time to take care of self. It's not saying that you can't be helpful when you have the capacity and the energy to do so, but you have to take care of yourself to even be in a position to help someone else. So it's time to get the rest that you need. It's time to have the ease that you've been craving all throughout. Honestly, for some of you, I'm sensing like 2016 up to now, through the pandemic and everything. So 2022 is going to challenge you to break out of that. Let's get into what the solution is. What's the solution for this group when it comes to this energy? Look at that. The Emperor himself has shown up. It's time for you to take leadership in your own life. Look at that. Consciously build your own kingdom. Take care of your health, which is, listen, your body's your kingdom too. Some of y'all need to remember that. Your vessel is sacred, and it's also a temple. And if it's not working correctly, you can't work correctly. So again, some of y'all have just been going, helping this person, helping that person, or again, constantly dealing with people who just want you to stay in a low vibration with them. It's like, if they're single, you need to be single, right? They don't want to really hear too much about when you have a good day, because they're having a bad day, and they just got to keep telling you about their bad day, right? Venting is cool. We all need to do it at some point, right? But as you got to ask yourself, are these people venting, or do they, again, just want me to participate in the drama, to like talk crap about someone else, or to, I'm getting like really key things. I'm holding back a little bit because this is a collective reading, so I don't want to get too personal. A lot of you may have chosen this pile, but that energy is very present here. And for others, it is an item. It's holding on to something that used to help you with your anxiety. I feel like somebody might have had like maybe night terrors, or some type of fear, some type of trauma took place, and there was an item, could be clothing, could be jewelry, something you could hold or wear that calmed you down. But see, what's happened is over time is collected the energy. This is what items do. For those of you who don't know, this is why you should get rid of old clothes after a while, because everything holds on to energy, just like your body. Everything's energy. And you may have not known to cleanse it, and even if you did, you've probably had it for a really long time, and you might find, okay, I gave this example before, I'm gonna do it again. It's like the hoodie thing, right? So imagine you have this hoodie, and like every time you wear the hoodie, there's a problem. You're in some type of funk, right? Things just don't seem to work out. And if you really paid attention, you're like, damn, I'm always in this hoodie when something pops off or goes down. I didn't notice that before till now. It's like that. Maybe at one point in time it belonged to, like, you know, a big brother or some type of protector image or figure for you, but now it's carrying energy you don't need. So it's time to get out of your house. It's time for it to, for some of you, you might find that you're just throwing things in the trash because you feel like the energy is really attached to it and you don't want to send it to no one else. For others, it might just be whatever that is holds it for you. I would still cleanse it. If you're going to think of giving it away to like a Goodwill or whatever, I would still cleanse it and then get rid of it, but it needs to get out of your house. And some of y'all realize that because you're feeling kind of like claustrophobic and you're being told, well, yeah, because you're trying to build your own kingdom, that's going to be the solution here, is taking the initiative and standing more in your power and getting rid of things you don't need. Let's look into the blessing. Let's get into the blessing of this year for you. And we have the moon. It will all become clear. Anything that's been an illusion. I also feel, I'm really feeling this red, this root energy, which is that stable, you know, that stability, that grounded energy. That's where some of y'all have been feeling rocky when you're anxious, nervous, or depressed. Your grounded energy is off and you find yourself in survival mode, which is either flight or fight. And some of you guys just aren't fighters in this group. Some of you are just tired of fighting. You know, you're a fighter, but you're like, I don't want to fight every damn day. You know what I mean? So you find yourself just being like, I just need to change a whole new scene, maybe redecorate my house. A lot of y'all are feeling compelled to just literally like throw away everything and get all new stuff. And you're feeling that way for a reason. You might have been a little cloudy at first on why the need was so intense. Even with this reading you're getting right now, and even with the others that you may get that might pick up on something similar, whatever isn't clear to you even after that will be made clear as you start the process. That's very important to point out here. The process has to start. This is your solution. Standing in that Emperor energy is the solution. Be you divine feminine or divine masculine, okay? Let's look at the bottom. Look at that. At the bottom we have 6 of coins. Clear away imbalances in your life. Like, woo, child. 7 underneath that, and y'all know how it is whenever y'all get 2 numbers back to back. 7 has been such an important number for the collective overall, but look at that. Be prepared to reap the rewards. When you get yourself in balance, when you get yourself stable, everything you need, every door, whatever, it's all going to open. It's all going to come to you. You don't chase, my love. It comes to you. You don't need to chase. And a lot of things are materializing for this group. We're in a lot of coins energy. A lot of things are coming into the physical world. It's something tangible, something you can feel, you can taste, you can see, you can hear. It's not a pipe dream, right? But we got to get out of this crazy mental space right here. And for some of you, that means clearing your physical space, which is what I started this reading with, right? That means standing in your authority, something else that the King of Coins is also capable of doing. And really putting yourself to, now I want to be clear, this lead the way to greatness energy, which is also that Emperor energy, it doesn't mean you close yourself off to receiving. It doesn't mean that you don't allow yourself to be open to when people genuinely want to help you and genuinely want to be there for you. Like, don't be a hard butt. You know what I mean? You're just realizing now that you've got to take care of yourself at the same time, and it has to be a proper exchange. Give and receive is different than give and take. I can take from you and give you nothing in return, not even my gratitude. But if I receive what you give, automatically my core feels the need to repay it in kind, in my own way, but to reciprocate it, to give you something of equal to greater value. That's proper exchange. Anything that just drains you and leaves you depleted, and you yourself might have been in this energy when you're in that state, you might have had somebody you go to and you're crying on the shoulder of, and you're kind of depleting their energy, right? That's not a fair exchange. You get what I mean? So you want to balance yourself out, get rid of the imbalances. Let's get a message from, in fact, before we go to the message from the higher self, let's get into, this is actually V-Love and Tarot, also known as V-Love and Crystals. This is actually her deck right here. We're going to get into this and see what it is you're manifesting as you stand in your power. Now that we got your challenge out the way, we got the solution out the way, we got what the blessing is, we dove a little deeper into them blessings with the bottom of the deck right there. Let's get some things you could turn into powerful affirmations right off the bat. We have happiness. Happiness wants to come and flow freely in your life. Happiness wants you to realize that it's possible for you. You don't need to be upset. You don't need to look at what's happened the last couple of years and keep projecting it onto the next years. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, some of y'all do that in this group. My regulars, y'all know how I am. I love y'all. I'm blunt with you, like your family, right? Some of you have a tendency of saying things, forgetting words of spells, feelings added to the word, your belief system added to it gives it power. It manifests it in your reality. Change your thought process, change what you say. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to say a different sentence, but then you're going to still walk around with that feeling. Stop saying, oh, 2022 is going to be just like the last time. You know, this relative always uses me. You know, this person, I can never find a good man or woman, blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to carry that, let it go. Let it go. It's not serving you. All right? Speak into your life what you really desire. Speak into your life what you truly want. Okay? We have safe haven. Happiness, safe haven. That goes back to that, what I was picking up with that root energy. Feeling grounded, feeling stable. Not feeling like you have to be in survival mode or like you always have to put on an armor when you're dealing with certain people. Otherwise, you're going to be anxious. I'm really feeling like, because I found myself getting a little short of breath. I feel like somebody has like really bad anxiety issues. They've gotten better. And they've noticed they've gotten better when they've gotten rid of things, right? So you might have also found yourself at time kind of being a bit of a clingy energy. Look at that, self-improvement. Self-improvement leads to happiness, and it helps you to create your own safe haven, your own kingdom, so that you can be the leader of greatness that you may have found you didn't have in your life. Or if you did have someone in your life that inspired that, maybe you lost them. Maybe you always felt like if you didn't lose them, then you just felt like you couldn't be them. It's not about you being them. Somebody here has a person they admire, a mentor or something. It's not about you being that person, sweetheart. You can be great by being you. You are divine. Listen, you are a divine being born of the divine. You can't be anything less. Everybody has their own idea of what perfect is. But the truth is that you're perfectly imperfect. And the things that you want to perfect, or even the things that you want to change, if it's a genuine desire, if it's something that you genuinely know you have to, like this issue of anxiety, nothing is stopping you but you. You don't have to be a carbon copy of anybody. You have your own crown. Wear it. It's yours. It was custom fit for you, much like Cinderella's shoe. It ain't gonna work for nobody else. So if that, whoever that figure is that you might have been looking up to, I feel like somebody might have had like a big brother or just like big sister kind of energy. Whoever that was, if they're still around or not, they've probably also told you, you're not supposed to be me. You're supposed to be you, uniquely so. And whoever's let you down, who's ever done you wrong, they were all trying to stop your greatness. People don't go out their way to hurt somebody that they think is, you already ain't gonna be nothing, I don't care. It's when they think that you have that chance to surpass them. And it's not your intent to put anyone down. But again, I'm just feeling like there are certain people who want y'all to stay stuck in a certain atmosphere or in a certain situation so that they can go, in other words, it's like, yeah, you can be okay or sort of great, just don't be greater than me. And those aren't your real friends. And that's not people who really have a strong family bond. But as you improve yourself and you open the door for happiness, you create your own safe haven. I'm telling you. The people who will respect that, love you for that, and that give and receive energy, it will come. It will come naturally. Let's hop into messages from your higher self. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I can talk a bit fast. I feel like some of you guys are having a bit of a communication issue. So if there's any stuttering or stumbling, that's a part of that. You might have to watch the reading more than once. We already got cards coming out and I barely shuffled. I'll take these two and then I'll shuffle again. Look at that. Your luck is changing for the better because you're improving yourself. I said what I said, collective. You are ready to receive rewards for hard work. Seeds planted are now flourishing. 7 of coins was at the bottom of the deck, darling. The planting seed / harvest / rewards card was at the bottom of the deck. This is what I'm talking about. This is what 2022 is trying to bring you. Now, are you going to allow this in, or are you going to keep speaking bad on yourself, speaking bad on your situation? Because this is coming in regardless, and it's going to put you through as many challenges as it has to get you to wake up. If you can wake up without having to go through unnecessary BS, which option do you choose? I guarantee you either way you're going to learn something amazing. But I just feel like a lot of y'all have been through enough in the last couple of years. 2022 can be yours, but you got to claim it. You got to seize it. There is no chasing. There is no maybe, what if, perhaps. I have it. It's mine. It's already divinely so. Not just blessed be, it is. I want y'all to feel that. I have. It's mine. It is. Not maybe. It is. Or I already got it. I don't care if you're like, well, in my bank account, I have 0. No, you don't. That's an illusion. And if you keep reminding yourself that there was a 0 in that bank account, you're going to keep getting 10. No, there's a digit here in the front. Could be a 1, could be a 2. But there's multiple figures after it. Because that's divinely mine. I've already earned that. My existence has earned that. My work, my hard work that I've put into my soul development, that I've put into my material development, that I've put into my mental development, all of that gives me the power I need. All I have to do is not just take that lesson and feel burdened by it, but to see the blessing in it, heal, and allow myself to evolve. Once you let go of that anxiety and you get into that emperor energy, and again, this is whether you're divine masculine, divine feminine. This is that leader. I go for what I need. I'm gonna get it. I'm greatness. I'm building my empire. Once you stand in that energy, nothing can be denied you. Divine feminines, I can go to a whole thing about this with y'all. You guys already know. Check out Light Wisdom Podcast for when that episode comes along. But nothing can be denied you the more that you are close to that creative energy. But you got to watch what you say. You know, sometimes you might slip up. Catch yourself. Don't beat yourself up like, oh my God, I said that thing I wasn't supposed to say. Catch yourself. Right? Redirect the energy. Let's get one more card. And then we're going to call it. Keep your victories to yourself for now. There are jealous people everywhere. What was I talking about? What was I saying? What was I saying? And we have live in the present moment. The future is not set in stone, and the past is long gone. So fears of the past, giving yourself anxieties about, but what if I was to do this and maybe it goes wrong? It's mine. I already have it. How it comes to me, we'll wait and see. Let the universe flex. I tell y'all that all the time. Don't try to control the universe like that. You say what you want. You say what you're going to have, what your desires are. You manifest it. You let the universe bring it into your life. Because what you might think of, like how you might think of going about something might be cool and all, but I guarantee you the divine has a bigger, better plan. So in hindsight, it's going to be like, yeah, I know you kind of just wanted this, measly little thing over here in the corner. Hey, it was cute. But what I'm going to do is give you this whole giant area of expansion over here. And I feel like that's why some of you guys got to start in that leadership energy and in that cleaning space, cleaning house, cleaning energies around you. Because once this stuff takes off, you might get a bit overwhelmed with all of those rewards and lucks and success, especially if you're not used to it. But group 1. That was your reading, my loves. I pray that it resonated with you. It gave you the clarity and the guidance that you need. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Alrighty, pile 2, group 2. Welcome. You chose the Vision Quest Tarot, a deck that represents my indigenous ancestors. We're going to be channeling, however, your ancestors. So if you happen to have indigenous ancestry in your family, from particularly, this deck is rooted more so in South and North America and Canada, then you might also find yourself really resonating with the images here as well. So I do feel like ancestors play a big part in this reading for you guys. And that's just something I had to note for you, all right? So pre-channeling with this group, some of y'all are trying to make decisions, but you have a lot of, I'm sensing like interruptions. Like when you try to when you're trying to work on something and narrow down to what you want to do, things seem to always interrupt you. And child, I can resonate. But it's just like, oh, I'm working on this project. This thing pops up. And what starts to happen is you start to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You start to second guess what you should work on or what you should do, because a part of you feels like the moment I start, something's going to come and interrupt. Something's going to throw me off my game. And it's just been confusing you. I'm sensing like a lot of confusion and a lot of indecision in that confusion. Like I don't know what to do, and I don't even know where to start. Every time I start, something gets in my way. What's going on? How come? And we're gonna check what the challenge is and channel that a little bit more. We're gonna dig into the solution, and then we're gonna look at what the blessing is, because like I told you guys, when you find the lesson, you find the blessing. When you find the blessing, you find the lesson, and that will always help you. You are the solution to your problems. Other people can come in and assist, and they can be a powerful supporting character, but you're going to always be the hero or heroine of your story. Others simply will inspire you to take whatever moves and actions you need to in order to stand a little bit more, decisive. I just keep picking up, and I feel like I'm also getting it in my speech. It's like somebody wants to say something, but they don't quite know how to word it, and it makes them just not react. And you kind of just like sometimes just stand frozen. So this is a collective reading. Only take what resonates for you. Let's hop into it and find out what the ancestors want to say about these energies. Woo. We have 3 of air. Look at that. Doubts. A lot of you guys are allowing, again, those interruptions, but also pains of the past to get in the way of your success. With this doubts, I'm not just picking up heartbreak in the sense of like, oh, a lover broke my heart, oh, family was never there. Some of you may resonate with that. I'm more so picking up, a lot of you have disappointment in yourself. Like there were times when you knew if you just would have made a decision, if you just would have acted, you'd be in a different space right now. If you hadn't been afraid, if you hadn't been doubtful. And then there are some of you who are resonating with, well, I actually regret that I did take action, that I did follow my so-called feeling at the time. First and foremost, the first thing I'm gonna want you guys to like really tap in and do, separate your opinion from your intuition. They're 2 different things. I understand everybody's educated to think they're the same. They're not. Many a time when you were in your feelings and you were reacting from your feeling, you weren't really checking to see how accurate the situation was to that feeling. I'll give you an example. If somebody's talking to you and they're disappointed in something you did, they might have had a calm tone. They said 3 simple words to you. Because you felt their disappointment, you translated those words into whatever. You know what I mean? They could have just said, I was very disappointed you didn't call. You heard, oh, I'm so disappointed that you just can't seem to keep up with time, and you don't care, and you're just selfish, and you heard a whole nother story in your head. Some of you reverse the role. You've been in situations where you constantly were trying to validate other people's feelings in a sense, or you were constantly trying to, I'm really trying to listen because I don't want to come off like a B, and I don't want to come off like an a-hole. So I'm trying to like watch my language for you guys. I don't want to come off like a B or like an a-hole. So I'm gonna let this person kind of just vent on me, and in that moment, you wish that you would have spoke up for yourself. And if the shoe was on the other foot, then you wish that you would have humbled yourself. So depending on which one you resonate with, you might resonate with both. A lot of doubts about your own actions, your own thought processes are seeping in, and it might also be seeping into other relationships, be it choices you make, people, the way you talk to people, the way you let people talk to you. It's like all bleeding over sort of. And so what the challenge of 2022 is going to be for you is cleansing all of that out, facing it. A lot, challenges are about facing them. Like, I'm going to go toe and toe with this thing. It's not about having to fight anybody, but if you've never stood up for yourself, it's time to stand up for yourself. Even if that means walking away and not engaging. I'm not going to stand here and just let y'all talk to me any old kind of way or project your feelings onto me. If you found that you were doing that to others, it's sincerely, they don't have to accept your apology, but you might need to get it off your chest. And if you find that you can't apologize to the person, maybe they're gone, you don't talk to them no more, you can do that spiritually. You can vent that out spiritually. Whatever you keep finding, whatever's happening to you in life right now, some of you guys are having issue with communication. Whatever's happening to you in life right now that you feel stems from some type of doubt, 2022 is going to make you face those doubts. It's going to put you in situations where you have to make a choice. The choice is yours, but you're going to have to make a choice, and you're going to have to take responsibility for those choices. And that might scare some of you, but it's important for your growth. And so right now, while you're getting this heads up, whenever you see this, you might see this at any period in 2022, but whenever you see this, this is the time to really work on your mind, work on your heart. I feel like a lot of you need to work on the mind and the heart. You try to separate it too much. You know, you need to be in balance with it. It's not about it being so separate. Recognize when you're too much in your head, and recognize when you might be too much in your feelings. Understand when you're in your feelings and you feel attacked if you're not being, or you're allowing someone to do something. It's not always a direct reflection of your heart. It's just the situation. It's your emotional response to the situation. So learn how to differentiate between those three things. My feelings, and making sure that they're accurate to what's going on around me right now, so that I'm not just projecting or being projected on. My heart, which is a lot deeper than just the surface crap. And then my mind. What's my mind thinking, and how did it contribute to those other phases? I'm really getting like a king and a cup. I always tell you guys the King of Swords and the King of Cups can be the same person, because the King of Swords inside is the King of Cups, and inside the King of Cups is the King of Swords. So it's like some of you have to master your emotions and be more efficient in your thoughts and in your wants and how you articulate them. For others, you might be too stern, like a wall, you know, and you need to let your guard down a little bit and tap more into your feelings. All right, let's get the solution, the action that you can take, the path for you. Let's get into that. We have action. We got 8 of Fire, insight. Well, if you sum up, I know when I channel, sometimes I can be like kind of fast, and you might have to listen over and over, but insight is learning the difference between all those feelings and then taking swift action on it. Look at how the sun is blasting like a star in many different directions, right? Like, you guys need to allow yourself to be empowered, to allow yourself to have a better insight of what you're feeling and what you're thinking, and remove doubts. And don't let anyone else program you with doubts. Some of you are programmed with doubts because people were talking crazy to you, and they might have done this your whole life, especially if it's people you love. But you don't have to tolerate that just because you love them, right? Even if you know they love you in return, and that's just somehow a tick, you don't have to accept it as your reality. I tell you guys all the time, sometimes it's not that you're just, oh, I'm just this way. You're programmed a certain way. Your environment, your parents, your living situations, your school, everything can program you. And if you don't get in tune with yourself to learn what are my real desires, where do my doubts really stem from, then you're easily triggered. And if you're easily triggered, then you're easy to manipulate and puppet around. All energy is manipulated. But is it happening in a productive, positive way, or in a way that's toxic and wrong? And some of you have been manipulated, or you might have found yourself, you know, I'm rawly honest around here. I love y'all, but I keep it real. Some of you might have found yourself as the manipulator in a negative sense, and it's time to face that and cleanse it out. So the challenge is going to be facing those doubts, those insecurities, getting rid of people that you may have never stood up with before, possibly apologizing to, even if you have to do it spiritually. But I do feel like some of y'all, maybe there's friends or people that you've lost contact with that you really want to make up for that. Look, whether they accept it or not, that's their business, but at least you're able to get it off your chest and get it out there, right? And I feel like as long as you're doing it genuinely, you will get the result that's best suited for your situation. But it's going to involve you taking action, and that action will actually help you have better insight, as long as you're open to learn what the insight is. All right, let's see the blessing. Let's see the blessing that comes out of all this. We gotta give y'all encouragement. Let's pull from the middle. We have, what's in the mind will become clear when you allow yourself to get in tune with yourself and gain the insight you need, so that you can take swift action. And then you find yourself with the Ace of Earth. You find yourself in that new beginning. You find yourself manifesting. We manifest every day. Every day. It doesn't matter how you feel about law of attraction or manifestation in the grand scheme of things. If you think, like, oh, it's a gimmick, it doesn't matter. It's going to do what it's going to do. Law of attraction is not going to stop just because you don't think it works. The problem is you're not paying attention to how it works. Your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, your actions manifest everything that comes in and out your life. Sometimes people come in to be disruptive, and if you adopt that disruption, whatever it may be, then you end up perpetuating it throughout your days. A certain thought just keeps happening, and what will happen is you'll start to manifest things that justify that thought. So if you think, well, I'm trash, I'm not anything. If you keep saying it, situations keep seeming to appear. People keep being allowed in your life that reflects that image back to you. But if you start recognizing your greatness and your power and how you contribute to the collective, and how the collective can contribute to you in a more positive, productive way, how you can shape your reality far, far better than what you've been doing, the power that you'll stand in. The joy that that'll bring you. I'm hearing like a symphony. Like a symphony. There's something about a symphony that's a sign here for somebody. Bittersweet symphony. That's what I'm hearing. Bum 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 bum. You guys might want to listen to Bittersweet Symphony. 'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's alive. Yeah, you guys got to listen to that song. I'm hearing I feel like it vents one part and it encourages another part, especially that I'll take you down the only road I've ever been down. Like going down this road, seeing the past situations that contribute to the heartache, to the doubt, to the disappointment, cleansing it out, gaining insight from that because you went down that road to understand it, to comprehend it, you faced it. And then as you took swift action, not only for the insight, but like whatever action you're compelled to do after that, right? It's something intuitive. That new beginning, it's been waiting. It's not even about it being off in the distance. It's sitting there waiting for you to seize it. 2022 is about a lot of y'all having new beginnings. It doesn't matter what the world's going through, right? When you stand in your power, when you actually accept how amazing you are, you contribute in such a magical way to the collective. We have our individuality, and that is amazing, but we all contribute to each other. Humanity, it's something that's always been meant for union. We come here to find a way to reconnect to who we are and what we are, and it's really important that you guys tap into that. And again, somebody always gets interrupted whenever they're trying to work on themselves, because I just heard someone try to interrupt me now during this reading. A lot of you guys go through interruptions when you're trying to expand and you're trying to evolve, but you can't let that stop you. You can't let that get in the way of your process or your success. The same way I just heard myself get interrupted, whether y'all heard it or not, and I'm talking over it, that's the same way that you should take action. Whenever something interrupts you and tries to get in the way of what you're doing, you don't pause. Oh, I'm gonna just pause because nah, you keep going. And whoever don't like it, tough titty. You have to allow yourself to expand. Some of y'all have people that you want to help. You can't do that if you don't progress further and get the insights that you need. And those insights are right there waiting for you to catch them. The new beginning has been sitting there for a while now, just looking at you like, okay, the moment you take action, I can give you the fruits of all this work. I can show you this whole new world. Cherry in Trenches did a reading where she kept channeling that song, and then for like days after I kept hearing it. So Bittersweet Symphony and Aladdin's Whole New World is where some of you guys are going. However that translates for you, it's where some of you guys are going. I'm going to get into the other decks that are necessary here, but first let's check out the bottom. Look at that. What was I saying about having hard decisions, right? And being like indecisive. When you're able to finally make a decision, when you're able to finally stand in your power, and hold on, let me try and get this to there. Well, try and get my camera to not blur for you, but I think you guys can see it. It's two feathers. When it's feathers and it's not swords, I see it actually as people coming together for inner peace, actually. When it's a sword, I see you having to cut something out, cut something away. When the swords cross over the chest, you're trying to cut something away. You're trying to figure out what it is you need to cut. When the swords are uncrossed from the chest, it's saying that you're at least open. You're a bit more open. You're not guarding the heart. When it's two feathers or it's something that's lighter but still a powerful symbol, then it's like something needs to merge. Something needs to finally become solidified. And for you guys, it's inner peace, right? What else do we have? We have the Fool under that. On this new beginning, on this new journey, you're going to have to take the leap. Don't second guess it. You're going to have to just do it. Why? Because the big medicine wheel You guys have so many blessings that are coming to you, and they're just sitting there waiting. You got to allow these old toxic cycles to end. Gain that insight so that new beginning can begin. It's already happening. I tell y'all all the time. The wheel turns. I'm hearing as the world turns. And that show's been on TV for like, I don't even know how long now. But, you know, as the wheel turns and actions and things take place, you either find yourself getting caught up in it or flowing with it. Which one do you choose? To flow or to be caught up? Let's get some clarifiers. I just split the deck. Literally. Just split the deck. And we got Wheel of Fortune again. Jeez. I don't care who interrupts you. I don't care what it's about. You can't allow distractions to keep getting in the way. Or doubts that, hey, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna go wrong. You guys gotta listen. Look at that. Strength, courage. Allow yourself to tap into that inner power that you have. This is like a consistent message for 2022. Tap into the inner power. Have the courage to face the doubts. Have the strength to learn the insight. Gain the power necessary to move into that new beginning. To allow that new cycle of fortune to come in and not immediately try to sabotage it. This is telling you not to sabotage yourself. I'm telling you right now. Before we even go further, I'm telling you right now. This is telling you to not sabotage yourself and to not allow others to sabotage you. Ooh! What'd I say? We have, this is the double tarot. And this is the devil card. I'm really trying to get this to, I'm not like facing where I can see my camera, so I'm like hoping that this isn't blurring too bad for you guys. Let me see. Give us a second as we try to get this to make sense. But this is the double tarot, and this is the devil card in reverse. This devil card, even when it's upright, it can mean something similar, but is in reverse, and so I'm loving it right now. If you notice, the devil's in chains, and the two people who would normally be chains are sitting here. What this card normally means when it's in its upright position, as a, you know, channeling the message, it's somebody finally breaking free of a toxic situation, person, whatever. But instead of just leaving, like, okay, let me move on, let me just go about my way, they actually enjoy watching that which made them suffer. So they become, it's almost like becoming a worse evil than what you dealt with, in a sense. In a sense of sabotaging, it's like getting so used to people sabotaging you, getting so used to somebody creating a problem that either you find yourself wanting to pay it back in kind, for those of you who may resonate with snapping on people, right? Or you keep settling for it, in a sense. This in reverse is saying we're no longer bound to that energy, but we're not going to sit here and watch that energy suffer or see what other ways it can try to manifest in our life again. We're out. So instead of sitting here and being like, ooh, yay, we put the devil in chains. That person that used to mess with me, I got their ass back. It's moving on. I moved on. I have nothing to do with that. I stood in my strength, and I recognize that when I'm really in my power, I don't need to manipulate no one else. I don't need to get backsies. Right? When I decide I'm no longer going to tolerate the crap, the ish, I make that decision. And I allow myself to evolve and to expand and go my own way. I literally just said that, and then bam, a card that. So for those of you who were dealing with people that you've either just kind of felt like resentful towards, or you had an addiction that you came out of, but again, you kind of felt, it's like, I'm trying to think of how to simplify this because I'm picking up a lot of different people. So let me try to slow down this group for a second. It's like, imagine you're a person who used to get cheated on a lot. That might be triggering for some of you, right? And all of a sudden you go, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So now I'm going to be the manipulator. Now I'm going to be the person who plays the game or whatever the case may be. This is maturing out of that. That person lost me. That's their lesson. They're in their own little personal prison now. I don't need to be there to look between the bars and gloat. Because in the amount of time it would take to stand there and try to talk ish about them, I could be doing all of this. I could be getting my new beginning. Why stay stuck? For what? Because that's still being stuck. Even if you feel like, oh, I got a power play above this person that did me dirty or this situation that did me wrong, it's still being stuck if you don't leave that environment or leave that energy. This is the collective saying we're leaving that energy. And that strength card is saying, whatever toxic ways might have been had, tame that, get it out. The World card. It's moments like this where I'm like, mic drop. Do we really need to say anything else? Do we really need to say anything else? This is y'all really saying, you know what? I've been through some ish, but I'm really going to change my direction. I'm really going to stand in my power. I'm really going to recognize who I am, what I want to be, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to sabotage myself. I'm not going to let anyone else sabotage me. I want to see the things that I'm trying to bring into fruition come to completion. I want to see the things that I've been waiting for, those new beginnings. I want to see them expand. And remember, I said I channeled a whole new world. And Cherry Enchantress, also known as Pixie does. I'll put her other name in the description. She kept channeling that song in a reading. I think it might have been a love reading though, but for you guys, I feel like it's just an overall thing. It's like a whole new world. I want to create a whole new world. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. You guys might resonate with another group here. The Tower. Right? Let what needs to crumble, crumble. Don't try to hold on to it. Don't try to make friends with it. Let it go. Let it go. It's got to go. So that you can really reflect on your feelings the right way and you can allow the offers. Some of the offers coming into you involve emotional fulfillment. You got to allow space for that to come in, but you also have to be willing to go that way yourself. Remember what I said about the King of Swords, the King of Cups energy. And we're done. And we're done. Some of you are going to, this new beginning is going to have some of you feeling like a newborn person, just rebirth. I feel like a rebirth is taking place for a lot of you in this collective. We're going to go to one more deck and then we're going to call it, and that is the higher self messages. There's fireworks popping off right now. I'm doing this on New Year's Eve. So we got that New Year's Eve transitioning into New Year's Day energy taking place. The fireworks are popping off as confirmation for you guys. The bittersweet symphony wants to come to an end so that y'all can actually have a whole new world. Let's see what your higher self has to say about 2022. You are not the same person you were. So let that other person go. Let that doubtful person go. Let that, I kind of jinx myself with my words, person go. Woo, got two. It's your life. Do what makes you happy. Don't allow somebody to sabotage you. Do what makes you happy. Surrender to the journey. Go with the flow. Stop resisting. And look, the fireworks pop off right as I say that. That's how you got to pop off. I hope you guys can actually hear that, because that's it. It's like the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Fire, firing off. Like, hey, get to work. Do what you got to do. Let's go. Fire off. Let it happen. Bottom of the deck, what you have lost will be replaced with something amazing. With something amazing. Group 2, I pray that resonated with you. I pray that you got some of the solutions you need. Might have had a little stumbling, might have had a little bit of glitches with the camera zooming. I feel like focus is important for you guys, like getting into focus. So watch this as many times as you need to, or listen to it as many times as you need to. Let yourself resonate with what you're supposed to. Use your intuition and discernment. I wish you many blessings in the new year. Peace, love, and light, beautiful soul. What's up, pal 3? Baby, you made it. Some of you guys might have actually watched this whole video. There were some consistencies here. I'm not going to tell you what they were. You're just going to have to watch and find out using your intuition by choosing which pals to watch first. Let's hop into these energies. You guys chose I believe it's the Ton of Luck Tarot. You guys chose the Ton of Luck Tarot. So let's see what's going on with your luck. We are going to tap into the fireworks are going off right now. The fireworks are popping right now. So there's a lot of energies that you guys are going to be swiftly rushing into, just like these fireworks are exploding. Your life is about to go pew, pew. And it can be in a good way if you allow it to be. Okay, so a bit of pre-channeling here. I feel like a lot of y'all have to tap into your magic. Divine feminines, masculines, you too. But divine feminines, you gotta tap into that magic, girl. Let me tell you. Get her done. Divine masculines, it's time to get in tune with your inner feminine intuitive nature. Yes, being action oriented is amazing. It's powerful. No one's going to knock you for it. But you guys also got to learn how to be in flow. Fire has more than one way. It likes to expand and grow. And it's not always raging all the time. Sometimes it's contained. And I feel like you guys just have to find ways to be more so. And in fact, a better way to say this is you want to find ways to not just be this solid thing all the time where it's like you're so fixed that you can't move in that south node. You want to start going towards your north star, towards your north node. You want to actually get to that level where, yes, you're going to tap into a lot of unknown things, but it's all a part of your grand destiny. It leads you to the best version of you and the best version of life for you. And it all has something to do with creation. I'm going to tell you right now, many of you probably find when you watch readings, you resonate with either the, say, King and Queen of Pentacles energy, or you might resonate with like the King and Queen of Fire. But let me explain something. They can be one and the same person. What happens when fire hardens, when lava hardens? It turns into earth. What happens when we take water and we vaporize it? We can turn it into air. We make it into air. So these elements are intertwined at all times, and all of those elements operate in your body. Okay, so even whether you be an air sign, earth sign, fire sign, water sign, whatever you may be, the energy here has a lot to do with water in the sense of being in flow, has a lot to do with fire in the sense of action, and has a lot to do with air in the sense of clearing the mind and being very precise in what you want. Let's get into the tarot. Let's find out what the challenge for 2022 would be for some of you guys. Woo! Divine feminines, did I not like call you out? Masculines, don't you go nowhere because this still involves you. don't try to run. Bring that behind on back here. Okay? Some of you, I'm going to say right now, are mothers. And what I'm challenging for a lot of you moms is 2022 is going to present the challenge of you recognizing you can be a mom. You can be, for those of you who are also a wife or, girlfriend, whatever role, you can be all that and still be you. Still be individually you and still be able to express yourself individually and see how it molds with your family and how it flows with your family versus feeling like, okay, well, every day I wake up and I'm just a mom. And it's nothing wrong with being a mom. It's just that sometimes mothers feel like, oh, nothing's for myself. Everything's for my kids. I get up and it's the kids, and where the kids got to go. You rarely take time for yourself. 2022 is going to challenge you to be able to say, listen, family, I get it. I'm the rock, okay? I'm the house, the temple, all that jazz. But you know what? I sometimes need me time. Or even when I'm spending time with you guys, I need to be able to express what I like to do as well and not just feel like I always have to. Because some of you have older kids, I feel. You have a couple of young ones, but you might have like kids in their teens, maybe even 20s. And it's like they're grown and now you're sitting here, you're still doing like the mama bear thing. You're not really doing you. And they might be kind of put off if you were to start doing you because they're so used to just calling and you're like, okay, I'm mom, so let me just show up. You're going to be challenged to reflect yourself more to your family. So I don't care if you're into art, if you're into comedy, whatever you're into, it's about actually doing some of the things with the family that you enjoy and not always just catering to them. And it's also about recognizing that being a mother is an amazing thing, but a mother is just one of your many, many, many layers. And all of your layers are sacred. Divine feminines, you are the portal. Okay, I don't mince words around here. This is what I've been doing this since I was a child. You are a portal. And it's important that you understand that because that means that you're such a powerful manifester that everything that starts to affect you will affect the womb space a lot of times first. So for those of you who you might have been a mom before, maybe you want to be a mother and you're having issues in that area. Of course, I can't give you medical advice. You still have to check with your doctor. But some of these issues are coming from mental blocks of not being able to feel comfortable in just being you. And what you're doing is you're trying to create a life, but okay, you create that life and then you end up just living only for that life instead of realizing that you still have your own life to live as well. That you can still reflect your inner beauty and your outer beauty to that gifted child as well. It doesn't have to just be, oh, there's only this. I'm going to neglect myself, so there's only this. And if you neglect yourself in a way, you would be neglecting your family as well. So some of y'all just needed to hear that. Now for others, because mothers aren't the only ones here, a lot of masculines, again, you're going to need to start getting in tune with that divine feminine nature. Divine feminines, y'all have to get in tune with your goddess energy. It's time. You've put it off. You've been on this journey. You've made excuses. You've tried to be politically correct. It's time. Masculines, one of the easiest ways to do this is pay attention to how you treat women in your life. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat and act like every woman and every man or person's life is just this amazing individual and has no issues and they're just like happy-go-lucky all the time. But if that's what you're around, if you're around people who don't reflect the true divine feminine energy to you, then it's time for you to move on to the ones who do. And it doesn't mean that you treat every person you come across foul just because there was a feminine figure in your life that was foul. We keep it honest around here. The same would apply for masculines when it comes to women doing that. We don't, and it doesn't matter what your sexual occupation is. There needs to be more respect for the divine feminine energy, the divine feminine body, and the divine feminine mind. And it's been lacked for a very long time in this very patriarchic residue period. Okay? And the more that you find yourself healing that energy, and the more that you find yourself allowing, come out of certain mentalities. I'm picking up like on masculines that are very, what is this just what men do and this is just what women do, and it's all ish. It's all ish at the end of the day. I could sit here and break all that down, but we don't got time. It's a collective reading. But watch how you interact with the divine feminines in your life. And for masculines that already resonate with a feminine energy, again, sexual occupation be what it is, allow yourself to really tap in more with an important feminine in your life. This could be a friend, this could be a mom, a grandmom, but get in tune with them and just start to see them from a different perspective. Allow yourself to really see how unique that energy is, because you're already halfway there with understanding what it's like to be a bit more in that flow energy. But watch that flow energy when it's in this container, and you'll learn a lot more, and you'll find that you can manifest things a lot quicker too. I feel like a lot of masculines are starting to get into their magician period, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. The magician learned all his amazing things from the high priestess, from that goddess energy, that portal energy. So how are you treating women in your life, masculines? That's important for you guys. If you have ex-lovers that did you dirty and you're carrying that into new relationships, let it go. Divine feminines, how are you respecting yourself? How are you respecting your mind, your body, your creative outlets? If there's something you like to do, like art, whatever it is, do it. Just do it. You don't need an excuse. Just do it. Right? And do it with the intent that I'm expressing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look, like the Mona Lisa. But realize that you are art. And art has many forms, it has many shapes, it has many colors, it has many textures, it has many layers, right? As an artist, I can tell you that. We blend colors all the time. I love gradients for this very reading. I don't read energy as a harsh line unless it's appearing to me as a harsh line. And even then, my job becomes, how do I teach you to see the gradient? Many of you have just been seeing yourself as one way. If it's not just a mother, then it's just, I'm such and such's girlfriend or wife, or I'm such and such's daughter. It's like you're seeing yourself always as something to someone else instead of seeing yourself for you. For you. It's not people who really love you, people who really respect you are not going to shun away from you just because you start to stand more in your power. We're going to keep on, because we can go on and on with that topic. Right? But that's what's channeling in. I'm just a messenger. Child. High priestess. And I love how she has like her hat, like she's peeking out from under the hat, like she's teasing whether or not she's going to reveal her other side. The unknown parts of both the masculines and feminines that have channeled or resonate with this reading is trying to come out. It's trying to express itself. But it feels like you guys need to get in tune with a mixture between like your inner child. The feminine energy is flow energy. I feel like what you guys need to do is, if you were to do a meditation and envision this, right? If masculine energy is like a solid mountain, right? And even though a mountain looks fixed to us, earth is always shifting and moving, right? But it's something that looks solid, fixed, form, shape. But water can also take shape. But water is so flexible that it can change its shape as it needs to. So how can that masculine energy become more flexible to change shape as it needs to? And how can the divine feminine tap into her inner stream to manifest her life to take the shape that she wants it to reflect, or that she needs it to reflect, right? So I'm sensing like a lot of Six of Cups, Six of Coins kind of thing, like the exchange energy, the tapping into a youthful side, tapping into connections more, and that goes back to what I was saying about masculines. Like, you need to tap into really connecting with feminine energies by actually paying attention to how you interact with women in your life. If there aren't women in your life, because look, I know people got different backgrounds, different situations. Allow yourself to say, I'm open. I'm open to receive and interact with a true feminine that's just flowing in their energy. So if you've been around a toxic representation of that, which it's not in this divinity, it's got to grow, it's got to expand. Leave that where it is and allow yourself to be open to those who are in that power. You might find that a lot of the people participating in this event right now are feminines, or they might resonate with feminine energy. And watch them, observe, right? With respect, with an open mind, and allow yourself to see the different ways that energy is reflected in the human body and the human mind, so that appreciation can be there. And I'm gonna tell you what also happens when you do that, masculines. For those of you who are like really macho, like I'm just macho all the time and I just can't understand how another dude can be, you start to understand masculines that resonate with feminine energy a lot more. You stop judging them and you start understanding them. Because again, this isn't about sexual occupation. we read energy very down to the core around here, right? You start to really appreciate how they can tap in, especially since not every masculine that resonates or taps into a feminine energy from a sexual standpoint is attracted to a guy. They're still attracted to women in some cases, but they're able to still talk or move a certain way that might seem feminine to you simply because they're in that energy. That energy makes sense to them. It's just you've been taught to be very hard, solid, rock, can't move, man. You know what I mean? And it's not helping you right now. So the solution is to allow the other side to come out. For masculines, that's your feminine energy. For feminines, that's the goddess energy here. That's the goddess energy trying to come through. And whatever mysteries and whatever other things need to unfold will just start to unfold for you. Okay? So it's important that y'all understand the message and don't twist it into anything else. Let your intuition guide you with it. It'll make sense where it needs to. Let's see what the blessing is, baby. I keep picking up on New Orleans people. It's been like, if y'all from New Orleans, y'all gonna have to start saying it, because I keep picking up on New Orleans people. Ooh, we leave the lack mentality behind. We leave the I can only fit in one shape or form behind. It's not serving its purpose here with us to be in that energy. Look at that. That's what that's saying. That's Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's normally the, oh, I'm struggling for cash. Those of you who were having money issues, baby, that's trying to clear itself up right now. Right now. Money issues are trying to get cleansed, but you gotta take action with this. You've got to really stand in the power of this Empress energy and not see it as a weakness. You have to allow yourself to see the mysteries and the hidden parts of who you are. And I told you guys before, I'm going to be doing more hidden self readings as well. And when you do that, you realize you lack nothing. There's no reason to feel depleted or depressed. I tell you guys all the time, in my readings, both the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles can come off as depression-like energy. One is more emotional and, oh, look at all the work I put into something and it fails, spill milk, blah, blah, whatever term you want to use. Whereas the Pentacles one is sometimes like you can really feel it in your heart, and you look around and you just feel like you lack certain things around you. You feel like there are things in your atmosphere that just, it's not what you want or need it to be. But the truth is you lack nothing. All that you need is within you. You simply have to activate it. Get to know it. Get personal with it. And there's something about the feminine energy here that you guys have to allow yourself to see. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Look at the bottom of the deck here. First of all, when we split the deck, we get donations. We get donation box. Six of Pentacles. Exchange. But when we go to the bottom of the deck, we get the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Let's see what else we got. Did I not mention Six of Cups? Did I not mention Six of Cups? 10 of Pentacles. And Ace of Swords. All the clarity you need, all of the blessings that you need, all the success you need is literally sitting there waiting for you to seize it. It's literally sitting there waiting for you to tap into these other energies, to see who you truly are, to gain clarity on you. Yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a girlfriend. Yes, I'm a this. Yes, I'm a that. Or yes, I'm a father or a husband, whatever it is, because this can apply to a dad mentality too. But it's realizing I'm actually deeper than that. There are layers to me, and that's a beautiful, sacred part of me. But so is this other thing, and so is all these other things that I'm evolving into as the years go on and as the years have went on. All of it is a blessing. All of it is amazing. All of it is a reflection. And the high priestess is saying it's time to look at that reflection, darling. It's time to see it. It's time to reveal it, and it's time to see it. I'm getting like examples of and it doesn't matter who you're a fan of or anything. It's just this is who popped in my psyche. I'm getting examples of, like, say, Alicia Keys, right? Alicia's a mom. She's a wife, but she's still an artist. She's also an amazing just person. You know what I mean? Like, she's able to be all these things, and she's able to show all these things and stand gracefully in all of it. So if you were to like go to her feet and just kind of like look at what she does, she's not gonna hide either part. Like, here's me as the artist, here's me as the mom, here's me as the wife, and here's me just being me, baby, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. There's a male version of that, and there's a feminine version of that. And a lot of males, you just want to start getting in that energy, but in a more flow sense, in a more, I can take shape, or I can shape my situations to what I need, what I really need. And I always tell you guys, evaluate your needs and wants and make sure that they're aligned, because sometimes what you want may not be what you need, you know? Let's get some Dawn. This deck has its own oracle set. We have Dawn, a new dawn. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Because you ain't stressed no more. When you let the sun in, you don't find yourself stressing anymore. You're not stressing on trying to be the perfect parent or the perfect spouse, or I'm picking up spouses a lot. You're not stressing over trying to be the perfect image to friends and family. Ooh, masculines and feminines, I rest my case. I rest my case. Look at it. Let it resonate. We're going to get into the higher stuff. I don't even really need to say anything. Look at that. It's literally the two halves merged as one. Literally. Understanding each other and getting in balance. I'm just a messenger. Just here to give you some clarity on what the guidance is. It's up to you what you do with it. I keep hearing that song in my head now. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. It's the Nina Simone version, which is both haunting and blissfully just powerful. So if you're going to listen to that, listen to the Nina Simone version. I forgive yourself and others. Let go of resentment and be compassionate. Call upon your spirit guides, angels, and light team for assistance. Masculines, remember what I said about opening the mind up, and if you don't have certain representation, this goes for men too. If you don't have certain representation of things in your life, go ahead and tap into those ancestors, or say out loud, I'm open to receiving that which I need to know more about and I need to learn more about, and I'm willing to put myself in the position to learn, instead of it being I'm gonna go into these connections thinking all women are this or all men are that or da. Get rid of those mentalities. They're very toxic and they really don't help nobody. Work on your toxic habits as they are holding you back. And again, I rest my case. Fireworks have been popping off. It's a new year, my loves. You guys are in new energy. You know what your challenges is for 2022, what it's been probably. You see what the solution is. You see what the blessings can be that come out of that. And you see what your higher self is trying to tell you. I've done my job. I recommend that you guys check out the other readers that are in the description. They're amazing. They're going to give you amazing content. Peace, love, and blessings to you, beautiful souls.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio.